The envelope slipped from my fingers and fluttered to the dorm floor like a dying butterfly, its wax seal cracked open by my trembling hands. Inside, words I'd never expected to read stared back at me in Jordan's precise handwriting. Every night, I watch you sleep and wonder if you'd hate me if you knew. My heart slammed against my ribs as the door creaked open behind me, and there he was, my roommate, the one who'd barely spoken 2 sentences to me all semester. Frozen in the doorway, his face draining of color. In that split second, the cold wall he'd built between us shattered, and I realized the avoidance wasn't disdain, it was terror. I'd moved into Hawthorne Hall at UCLA that muggy August afternoon with the kind of optimism only a freshman can muster. Los Angeles sprawled out below my new 4th-floor window like a glittering promise, palm trees swaying against the haze of summer heat. My name's Alex Rivera, and at 18, I was chasing a degree in film studies, dreaming of directing stories that mattered. Ones about people like me, queer kids navigating a world that sometimes felt too straight-laced to breathe in. But dreams aside, reality hit fast. Shared bathrooms, late-night cram sessions, and the lottery of roommates. When I met Jordan Hayes, I figured I'd lucked out. He was tall, with that effortless California surfer build, broad shoulders from pickup soccer games, sun-bleached hair that fell just right over his forehead, and green eyes that seemed to hold secrets even in a handshake. "Hey man," he'd said, voice low and steady as he tossed his duffel onto the empty bed. "Let's keep it chill." That was it. Our first conversation, and the last for what felt like forever. The dorm room was a shoebox. 2 twin beds shoved against opposite walls, desks piled with textbooks, and a window that overlooked the quad where frat guys tossed frisbees and girls in crop tops laughed under the eucalyptus trees. Jordan claimed the left side immediately, hanging a faded Dodgers poster and stacking his vinyl records, mostly indie folk, the kind with acoustic guitars and lyrics about lost summers, on the shelf above. I unpacked my posters of Wong Kar-wai films and a string of fairy lights, trying to make my half feel like home. But from day one, Jordan was a ghost in his own space. He'd slip in after classes, nod if our eyes met, then vanish into the community lounge or the library until the wee hours. Mornings, he'd be gone before my alarm buzzed, leaving behind the faint scent of his cedarwood cologne and a perfectly made bed. At first, I chalked it up to introversion. College was a pressure cooker, everyone adjusted differently. But weeks turned into months, and the silence grew heavier. We'd pass notes on the mini fridge, milk's low, or grabbed your mail, like we were strangers in a shared Airbnb. I'd catch him staring sometimes, when he thought I was buried in a script, his gaze lingering on the curve of my neck or the way my fingers tapped my laptop keys. Then he'd jerk away, mutter an excuse about a study group, and bolt. It stung more than it should have. I'd always been the outgoing one, the guy who made friends at orientation mixers, who flirted shamelessly at queer alliance meetings. But Jordan? He was an enigma, and enigmas have a way of burrowing under your skin. My lifeline that semester was Riley, my best friend from high school who'd transferred to UCLA's theater program. We met up every Tuesday at the brewery on campus, nursing overpriced IPAs under strings of Edison bulbs. Riley was non-binary, with a buzz-cut dyed electric blue and a laugh that could disarm a room. "Your roommate's got walls higher than the Hollywood sign," they said one night, swirling their glass. "What's his deal? Straight boy syndrome?" I shrugged, forcing a grin. Who knows? Maybe he's allergic to my face. But deep down, the isolation gnawed at me. I'd lie awake at night, listening to Jordan's even breathing from across the room, wondering what ghosts haunted him. Was it family? A bad breakup? Or worse, did he sense I was gay and pull back out of some knee-jerk prejudice? In a city as progressive as LA, you'd think we'd be past that. But I'd heard the stories, the microaggressions in dorms, the sideways glances in lectures. October brought midterms and a brutal heat wave that turned our room into a sauna. I stripped down to basketball shorts after a run, sweat slicking my skin, and collapsed onto my bed with a groan. Jordan was at his desk, hunched over a psych textbook, his back rigid. The fan whirred uselessly overhead. "You alive over there?" I joked, wiping my forehead. Silence. Then, after a beat too long, "Yeah, one word." I sat up, frustration bubbling. "Look, man, if I've done something, just say it. This roommate roulette is killing me. He didn't turn, but his pencil stilled. It's not you, he murmured, so quiet I almost missed it. It's me. Before I could press, he grabbed his keys and was out the door, leaving me staring at the empty chair. That night, I vented to Riley at a queer open mic in Westwood. The coffee shop buzzed with performers, a drag queen belting show tunes, a poet spilling verses about first crushes. I spotted Jordan's type there, brooding guys with hidden depths, but none of them were him. You're overthinking, Riley said, linking arms with me as we walked back under streetlights. Invite him to the Alliance meeting. See if he bites. I laughed it off, but the seed planted. The next day, I scrawled an invite on a sticky note. Queer Alliance Potluck Friday? No pressure. It stayed untouched on the fridge for 2 days. The potluck was a riot. Rainbow cupcakes, stories swapped over cheap wine. I arrived solo, chatting with Theo, a senior film major who directed a short about coming out in the Bible Belt. Roommate bail? Theo asked, handing me a solo cup. Again, we bonded over shared rejections, but my mind wandered to Jordan. What would he think of this world? Would he fit or flee? By midnight, buzzed and bold, I texted him. Missed you. Next time. No reply. November chilled the air, leaves crunching underfoot as Thanksgiving loomed. Jordan's avoidance peaked. He'd started crashing on a friend's couch, claiming group project deadlines. Lies, I knew. His backpack stayed packed by the door like an escape plan. One evening, rummaging for socks under my bed, my hand brushed something papery. A notebook, half hidden, spine cracked from use. Curiosity won. I flipped it open. Pages of sketches, my face in profile, laughing at something unseen, my hands gesturing wildly during a phone call. Even a doodle of me asleep, peaceful. My stomach flipped. Flattery warred with invasion. I snapped it shut, heart racing, and shoved it back. Guilt kept me up that night. Who was I to pry? But the sketches lingered, intimate in their detail. The next morning, Jordan returned early, bags under his eyes. Coffee, I offered, holding out a mug. He hesitated, then took it, our fingers brushing. Electricity sparked. Or was it my imagination? Thanks, he said, voice rough. We stood there, sipping in silence, the room thick with unsaid words. About the potluck, I started. You don't have to come, but it'd be cool if you did. His jaw tightened. Alex, it's complicated. Uncomplicated. A ghost of a smile. Maybe. That, maybe, hung like a lifeline. We fell into a fragile routine, shared playlists on Spotify, tentative talks about classes. He was psych major, fascinated by the lies we tell ourselves to survive. I shared bits of my script, a story of two friends torn by unspoken love. His eyes lit up. Sounds raw. For the first time, I saw cracks in his armor. A stutter when he mentioned his conservative folks back in Orange County. A flinch at mentions of exes. Was he queer too? The question burned, but I held back, afraid of spooking him. Riley noticed the thaw. Progress. They crowed over tacos at a food truck rally. But Theo, ever the cynic, warned, tread light. Some guys run from their own shadows. I brushed it off, but doubt crept in. Late one night, Jordan's phone buzzed on his desk. The screen lit, a text from Dad, heard about that roommate drama. Keep your head down. Drama? What had he said? Paranoia set in. Was I the drama? December arrived with finals fog and fairy lights twinkling across campus. Our room felt cozier now, his vinyl spinning Bon Iver while I edited footage. One evening, snow flurried unexpectedly, rare for LA, and we watched from the window, shoulders almost touching. Remember your first snow? I asked. He chuckled softly. Cabin in Big Bear. Built a fort, got frostbite on my toes. Laughter flowed, easy. Then, quiet. Alex, there's something I need to tell you. My pulse thundered. Yeah. But a knock interrupted. Riley, dragging me to a holiday queer mixer. Jordan's face fell. Go. Have fun. The mixer was electric. Mulled cider, carols twisted into camp anthems. I danced with Theo, his hand warm on my waist, but my thoughts drifted to Jordan. Back at the dorm, past midnight, I found the envelope on my pillow. Plain, sealed with red wax. No name. Heart in throat, I opened it. That's when everything broke open. The words blurred as tears pricked my eyes. Jordan's confession spilling across the page in ink that trembled like his voice might have. I've written these every week since move-in, but I could never send them. You're the light in this room, Alex, and I'm afraid I'd dim it if you knew how I feel. Page after page, poems about stolen glances, fears of rejection, dreams of us walking the pier at Santa Monica hand in hand. My cold roommate wasn't cold at all. He was on fire, burning silently for me. And I'd been too wrapped in my own insecurities to see it. I reread the line about watching me sleep, a shiver racing down my spine. Not creepy, but achingly tender. How many nights had he sat there, pen in hand, pouring out a heart he'd hidden? The door handle rattled, and panic surged. I shoved the letters under my pillow just as Jordan stepped in, snowflakes melting in his hair. "Hey," he said, casual as ever, but his eyes darted to the rumpled bed. "Good time." I nodded, throat dry. "Yeah, you." He shrugged, peeling off his jacket. "Walk the quad. Clears the head." We moved like actors in a play we'd rehearsed 100 times. Him to his desk, me pretending to scroll emails. But the air hummed, charged. Sleep evaded me. Every rustle from his side felt amplified. The flip of a book page, the creak of his bed frame. By 3 a.m., I couldn't take it. "Jordan," whispered, testing. "Yeah." Pause. "Can't sleep?" Another beat. "No." Honesty cracked the silence. "Me neither." "Those letters." His breath hitched. I heard him sit up. "You read them?" "Not a question." "They're beautiful. Terrifying, but beautiful." Darkness swallowed his response, but I felt his stare. "I didn't mean for you to find out like this. I was going to burn them tomorrow. End of semester, clean slate." "Burn them?" The thought twisted like a knife. "Why?" He laughed, bitter. "Because I'm a coward, Alex. Grew up in a house where gay was a punchline, not a possibility. Dad's a cop. Mom's in PDA, picture-perfect suburbia. Coming out? That's for movies, not us." His voice cracked on us, and something in me shattered too. I'd assumed his distance was rejection. Turns out, it was protection, for both of us. "I avoided you because being near you hurt." Every smile, every brush of shoulders. It made the lie harder. I crossed the room in 2 strides, sitting on his bed's edge. Moonlight slanted through the blinds, silvering his face, vulnerable, raw. "You're not lying anymore." Our hands found each other first, tentative, then sure. His palm was calloused from guitar strings, warm against my chill. "What now?" he whispered. "We figure it out. Together." That night, we talked until dawn. His hidden hookups in high school, fumbling and fearful. My first crush on a theater kid who ghosted me senior year. Laughter mixed with tears, barriers crumbling like old plaster. By sunrise, the letters lay between us on the bed, no longer secrets but bridges. But dawn brought reality. Finals loomed, and with them, Riley's annual holiday bash, a queer haven at their off-campus apartment in Echo Park. "Bring your ghost roommate," they texted, oblivious. I showed Jordan the invite. He paled. "Public? Already." Fear flickered, old habits dying hard. "Only if you're ready. Or we skip." He traced a letter's edge. "No, I want to. For you." Pride swelled, but so did caution. Rushing could backfire. His family, my friends' judgments, the campus whispers that followed new couples. The party was a whirlwind. Fairy lights draped over succulents, a playlist of RuPaul remixes thumping from speakers. Riley hugged me fierce. "Who's the tall drink?" Jordan shifted beside me, hand grazing mine under the table. "Jordan. Roommate. Friend. For now." Introductions blurred. Theo clapped Jordan's shoulder, eyes appraising. A cluster of theater kids grilled him on psych theories of attraction. He held his own, charm peeking through nerves. But midway, his phone buzzed. "Dad again. Home for break?" "Mom's making tamales." Jordan's face tightened. He excused himself to the balcony. I followed, finding him gripping the railing, city lights blurring below. "It's nothing." "Lie. Family stuff?" He nodded. "They don't know. About. This." Gesture vague, encompassing us. And if they did? Wind tugged his hair. "Dissoment's not dramatic in books. It's quiet. No calls, no holidays." My chest ached. "Then we make our own family." He turned, eyes searching mine. "You mean that?" Kiss then, soft, ceiling. Fireworks in Echo Park? Or just us? Hard to tell. Back inside, Riley cornered me in the kitchen. "Spill." He's into you. I grinned sheepish. Yeah. They hooped, but Theo lingered nearby, brow furrowed. Heard he's from OC, conservative stock. Watch your back, Alex. Seeds of doubt, watered by wine. Later, driving home in Jordan's beat-up Civic, radio humming Sufjan Stevens, I voiced it. Theo thinks you're hiding. Jordan's grip whitened on the wheel. And you? I trust you. But trust needs time. Silence stretched, uncomfortable. Fair, he said finally. I've got baggage. But I'm unpacking for real. Winter break split us. Me to my mom's in Pasadena, him to the OC trap. Texts flew. Good mornings, late-night voice notes of him reading my letters aloud, voice husky with emotion. But gaps appeared. A day of radio silence. Then family dinner drama. Miss you. My mom, ever intuitive, noticed. That boy in your stories? He sounds special. Overposal, I came out fully, again, relieved by her hug. Love is love, Mijo. Just don't let it eclipse you. Reunion post-break was electric. Airport pickup, Jordan waiting curbside, sign scrawled Alex +1 with a heart. LAX bustle faded as we drove to campus, hands intertwined over the console. But paradise cracked fast. First week back, a note on the fridge, talked to Dad. Mentioned you. Bad idea. My stomach dropped. What happened? He assumed. Straight roommate stuff. But he asked questions. Probing. Paranoia? Or prelude? I pushed for details, he deflected. Just drop it. Tension simmered. Classes resumed, but our bubble felt fragile. At a film screening, Theo pulled me aside. Saw your boy at a psych mixer. Cozy with that straight-laced TA. Jealousy flared, irrational. Confrontation that night, Theo said. Jordan's face stormed. Gossip? Really? That TA's my advisor, Alex. Nothing more. Hurt laced his words. And you believe him over me? No, but secrets breed doubt. Yelling escalated. First fight, raw and revealing. You think I'm playing you? After everything. He grabbed the letters, waving them. This is me, Bear. What more proof? I deflated. I'm scared. Of losing you. Arms around each other, apologies whispered. But the fracture lingered. Riley mediated over brunch at Earth Cafe. Communication, dummies. And boundaries. Wise words, but life intruded. Jordan's dad called during a study session. Speakerphone accident. Son, that roommate. Keep distance. Influences. Click. Jordan's mortification mirrored mine. He means, you know. Prejudice, veiled. We fight it together, I said. But doubt whispered, could we? Mid-February brought Valentine's formal at the Alliance. A black tie affair in the student union. Jordan rented a suit, nervous grin as we posed for selfies. You clean up nice, I teased. Dancing under disco balls, his hand at my waist felt like home. But midway, his phone lit. Mom, emergency. Home now. We bailed, racing to OC in sleeting rain. Hospital. His sister, car wreck. Minor, thank God, but the vigil stretched. Family clustered, me outsider in the waiting room. Jordan slipped away hourly, checking on me. Stay. Plea in his eyes. I did, till dawn. Aftermath bonded us deeper. Driving back, he confessed. Dad cornered me. Who's the kid? I said friend. But almost. Told him. Pride swelled. When you're ready. Spring semester loomed, but so did truths. One night, post-fight reconciliation, another spat over his lingering silences. I found the notebook again. Not sketches now, letters to his dad, unsent. I love a man named Alex. He's my world. Tears blurred ink. This was growth, messy but real. Yet surprises lurked. Riley dropped a bomb. Theo's got beef. Says Jordan's using you for cover. Straight passing with a queer boyfriend. Rage boiled. Confrontation at the gym. Theo defensive. I saw texts. Flirty, from a guy. Wrong number? Or betrayal? I stormed to Jordan, accusations flying. Theo saw, his face crumpled. That was high school. Ex deleted years ago. Proof demanded. He handed his phone. Clean. You doubted me. Hurt cut deep. Trust is earned. Slammed door echoed. Rock bottom. Days of ice. Ironic, given our start. Riley bridged. Theo apologized. Misread. But damage stuck. Jordan packed a bag. Space. To think. Panic clawed. Don't. I need to prove I'm all in. He returned 2 days later, letters in hand. New ones, for me. Read. Words of commitment. No more hiding. I'm yours if you'll have me. We rebuilt. Slower. Dates. Hikes in Griffith Park. Picnics at the beach. His coming out to mom. Tearful call. Her stunned silence turning to questions, then tentative acceptance. Dad. TBD. Climax brewed in April. Campus Pride Week. Jordan volunteered, manning a booth. Whispers followed. His OC roots fodder for skeptics. A heckler shouted slurs. Jordan froze, then roared back. Love wins. Deal with it. Crowd cheered. I kissed him fierce amid confetti. But prejudice struck home. Dad's ultimatum. Choose, family, or that lifestyle. Jordan chose us. Disowned, but not alone. We got this, Riley said, hosting a makeshift family dinner. Theo attended, olive branch extended. Graduation neared, scripts submitted, futures bright. Last night in the dorm, letters boxed, keepsakes. Best mistake, opening that envelope, I murmured. Jordan smiled. Best truth. In each other's arms, under fairy lights, we wrote our own ending. Not perfect, but ours. Summer heat blanketed LA like a heavy quilt, but our off-campus sublet in Silver Lake felt like a sanctuary. Airy loft with exposed brick, a balcony overlooking the reservoir where joggers looped at dawn. Jordan and I had signed the lease on a whim after Pride, high on adrenaline and each other's proximity. No more dorm walls, just us, tangled sheets, and the hum of the city below. But freedom came with strings. His disownment lingered like a bruise, calls from his sister, pleading, give Dad time. But radio silence from the man himself. Jordan played it cool, strumming his guitar to Fleet Foxes on lazy afternoons, but I'd catch him staring at his phone, thumb hovering over Dad. I dove into an internship at an indie production house in Hollywood, shadowing editors on a doc about queer icons. Days blurred, coffee runs, late cuts, the thrill of seeing my name in credits. Evenings, Jordan waited with takeout from In-N-Out, animal-style fries, our guilty ritual. Tell me about it, he'd say, legs draped over mine on the couch. I'd recount the footage of Stonewall riots, voices echoing defiance, and he'd listen, eyes fierce. That's us, building on their backs. Intimacy deepened, not just physical, but the quiet kind, where silences spoke volumes. Yet, undercurrents stirred. Riley, now interning at a theater in DTLA, hosted weekly game nights. Family check-in, they'd call it, but Theo's presence always prickled. Apology accepted, but trust? Patchy. One muggy July evening, post-barbecue at Riley's, grilled corn, queer trivia turning raucous, Jordan pulled me aside on their fire escape. Fireflies weren't a thing in LA, but the skyline twinkled like proxies. I applied to grad school. Here, USC psych program. Elation surged. Why didn't you say? Grinned sheepish. Wanted it locked first. And, full disclosure, I wrote Dad a letter. Mailed it. My heart stuttered. What did it say? Everything. Us. No regrets. Vulnerability raw. I kissed his temple. Proud of you. But pride masked fear. What if rejection hardened to hate? Response came swifter than expected. A package, no return address. Inside, the letter returned, unopened, with a note. Praying for you, son. Doors open when you're ready to walk straight. Jordan's face ashen. Straight. Like I'm bent. Rage simmered. I held him as sobs shook. He's wrong. We're right. That night, we burned the note in a pie tin on the balcony, ashes scattering like released ghosts. Cathartic, but scars remained. August brought Riley's birthday bash, a rooftop rave in Koreatown, neon lights pulsing to Charlie XCX. Jordan, looser now with our crowd, danced with abandon, his laugh cutting through bass. Theo and I cornered a truce over soju shots. I was projecting. My ex bailed after coming out. Honesty thawed. Water under. But midway, Jordan vanished. Found him by the edge, phone in hand. Voicemail from his sister. Dad's sick. Heart thing. Come home. Dilemma hit like a wave. Go, I urged. Family's family. He searched my eyes. You sure? I'll hold the fort. OC visits stretched a week. Texts sporadic. Mom's hovering. Dad's gruff but talking. Paranoia nipped. Would blood pull him back? Riley distracted with a girls' night in, gender optional. Binging Heartstopper and dissecting every plot twist. Your boy's solid, they affirmed. Relief, but absence amplified longing. Reunion at LAX. Jordan tanned, weary-eyed, but smiling. He's stable. And we talked. About you. Breath held. Good talk. Honest. Said you're important. He grunted, progress. Laughter bubbled, tension easing. Fall semester kicked off with a bang. Joint classes, our schedules syncing like fate. Jordan's psych seminar overlapped my film elective. We'd sneak glances across lecture halls. Notes passed like high school crushes. Miss your face, one read. Giggle stifled. But academia bred stress. Group projects, deadlines. One night, buried in case studies, Jordan snapped at a misplaced highlighter. Sorry, he muttered, rubbing temples. Dad called. Wants me to visit alone next time. Old wound reopened. Testing loyalty. Bitterness edged my tone. Or just being dad. Argument brewed slow. Me accusing avoidance, him defending space. You don't get it. It's not black and white. Voices rose, balcony door slammed. Silence after, heavy. Riley mediated again, over acai bowls at Acai Republic. Triggers, babes. His family's your third wheel. Truth stung. We apologized over stargazing at the observatory, Galileo's scope framing constellations. I overreacted, I admitted. Fear of losing you. His hand in mine. Not going anywhere. Recommitment. Therapy for him. Couples counseling for us via campus resources. Sessions unearthed layers. His internalized homophobia, my abandonment scars from dad bailing post-divorce. Growth, gritty but golden. October surprise. Theo's short film premiered at a festival. Queer coming of age. Echoes of our stories. Invite extended. Jordan attended, clapping loudest. Post-screening Q&A, a panelist asked about inspirations. Friends, Theo said, nodding our way. Real ones, messy and true. Healing. But November tested resolve. Jordan's dad worsened, stroke now, rehab looming. I need to go, he said, packing. Stay longer. Offer gentle. This time, yeah? Support him. Ache bloomed. We'll video date. Distance stretched 2 weeks. Calls at odd hours. Him exhausted in hospital chairs. Me editing alone. Riley filled voids. Movie marathons. Deep talks on the Reservoir Trail. Love's not possession. They wisecracked. Its roots. Sage. Return brought change. Jordan quieter, reflective. Seeing him frail. Humanized it. Told him I love you. Flat out. Shock, then joy. Reaction. Silence. Then, take care of each other. Not acceptance, but crack in the door. Milestone. Holiday lights twinkled as December frosted the hills. Our first Christmas. Tree in the loft, ornaments from thrift dives, a glittery unicorn for Riley's gift, vintage bulbs for nostalgia. Jordan's gift, a leather-bound journal. For your scripts. And our story. Mine, a silver bracelet, engraved light in the room. Tears, toast with eggnog. New Year's at Riley's. Countdown, kisses under makeshift ball. Resolutions, more adventures. Road trip to Big Sur planned. But whispers of doubt. Theo's new beau, a poli-sci hotshot, joked about straight-passing privilege. Jordan overheard, withdrew. Am I? Insecurity raw. No. You're you, brave, beautiful you. Reassurance, but prejudice's shadow loomed. Spring bloomed with promise. Cherry blossoms in the arboretum. Picnics where we'd read letters aloud, laughing at early awkwardness. Jordan's thesis proposal, on queer identity formation, nailed, advisor praising depth. My short film accepted to a fest. Roommates to lovers, thinly veiled. Premiere night. Family turnout. My mom beaming. His sister surprising with hugs. Dad absent, but card arrived. Proud. Love Dad. Cryptic, but hope. Climax crashed in April. Anonymous email to the department. Jordan's lifestyle questioned. Suitability for counseling roles. Panic. Who, we wondered. Theo confessed. My ex bitter, hacked my contacts. Fallout. Report filed. Support rallied. Alliance statement. Dean's backing. Jordan testified, voice steady. My identity strengthens empathy, doesn't diminish it. Cleared, but trauma lingered. Resolution in May. Graduation caps tossed, robes billowing. Post-ceremony, under oaks, Jordan knelt. Not proposal, but promise ring. Forever start. Yes. Family dinner. Moms mingling, sisters scheming visits. Dad's letter enclosed. Saw your film. Understood. Doors open. Full circle. Summer stretched ahead. Big Sur bound. Letters in glove box. Our story, unfinished, but ours. Love forged in avoidance, bloomed in confession. The coastal highway twisted like a ribbon unspooling from our past. Big Sur's cliffs plunging into turquoise waves that crashed with the rhythm of our shared breaths. Jordan's hand rested on my thigh as he drove the rental Jeep. Wind whipping through open windows, salt air tangling our hair. It was June, the kind of endless California summer where time dilates. Graduation confetti still metaphorically airborne, futures dangling like the earrings Riley had gifted me at the ceremony. Pull over, I said at a scenic overlook, where sea otters bobbed like buoys in the kelp forests below. We hiked a trail dappled with wild mustard. No words needed until we reached a eucalyptus grove, trunks peeling like old love letters. There, amid the minty hush, Jordan unpacked a picnic. Sourdough from LA's best bakery, heirloom tomatoes bursting juice, and a chilled bottle of rose. To us, he toasted, clinking plastic cups. But his eyes held shadows, post-scandal jitters, perhaps, or the weight of his dad's tentative thaw. Spill, I prompted, popping a strawberry. He sighed, leaning against a tree. Therapy homework. Write a letter to my younger self. Grin crooked. 8-year-old Jordan, soccer star with a crush on the goalie. Laughter lightened, but deepened. I'd tell him it's okay to bend, not break. Vulnerability, our constant companion. I shared mine. To 15-year-old Alex, hiding scripts under the bed from a mom who loved but didn't know. You're seen, I whispered. Healing, handwritten. Back on the road, playlists shuffled. Our mix, Hosier for the soulful ache, Troye Sivan for the queer anthems. Stops blurred, Pfeiffer Beach's purple sands, where we built rock cairns etched with initials. Julia Pfeiffer's waterfall, misting our kisses. Nights in a cliffside cabin, fire crackling, bodies entwined under quilts, whispers tracing collarbones. No rush, just presence, emotions ebbing like tides. Return to Silver Lake refocused, job hunts. I landed a junior editor gig at the production house, cutting trailers for Sundance hopefuls. Jordan scored an assistant counselor role at a youth center. Ironic, given the scandal's echo, but passion fueled him. Helping kids like me, he said, first day nerves smoothed by my pep talk. Riley thrived in theater, landing a lead in a Fringe Fest play. Theo's relationship flowered, double dates becoming tradition, board games at our loft, inside jokes stacking like Jenga blocks. But autumn winds carried undercurrents. Jordan's sister visited, vibrant Ellie, a nursing student with his eyes, but none of his reserve. Dad's trying. She confided over tacos at Bestia. Therapy, even. Your letter hit home. Hope flickered, but Jordan tensed. Actions, not words. Barbecue invite extended. He wavered. Go, I urged. Test the waters. OC outing. Awkward grill smoke. Dad's gruff, pass the tongs. But a shared beer later. Proud of your degree, son. Sidestepped us, but progress. Ellie texted post-visit. He asked about Alex. Subtly. November elections loomed, air thick with division. Campus rallies reignited prejudices. Counter-protests chanting slurs. Alliance countering with love walls of post-its. Jordan volunteered, manning shifts. I filmed it all, raw footage for a potential doc. One night, post-rally, he collapsed on the couch, drained. A kid today, 14, scared. Reminded me. Hug tight. You're changing lives. But exhaustion bred friction. Missed dinners, curt texts. Where were you? I'd snap. Saving the world, he'd retort. Pattern familiar, stress amplifying insecurities. Riley's play opening provided reset, queer futures, a review of monologues. Jordan's surprise, front row seats, flowers for the cast. Post-show drinks at a dive in Hollywood, toasts to dreams. But Theo's beau, ever the activist, cornered Jordan. Your dad's crowd. Cops. Systemic issues. Debate sparked, voices rising. Not him, Jordan defended. People aren't monoliths. Awkward drive home. He's right, though, I ventured. And wrong. Nuance. Lesson learned. Allies, not adversaries. December holidays split us bittersweet. Me to Pasadena for mom's luminarias and tamales. Him to OC, now semi-welcoming. Video calls bridged. Him in a ugly sweater, Dad lurking with a grunt high. Progress, he joked. New Year's at a queer ball. Sequins, salsa dancing, countdown kiss under chandeliers. Resolutions, travel fund, therapy continuance. Winter rains pelted as January thawed old wounds. Jordan's dad invited us, for a weekend. Neutral ground, Disneyland. Ironic choice, but Magic Kingdom it was. Anaheim bustle, churros dusted sugar, Matterhorn thrills. Dad awkward in Mickey ears, but shared a Dole Whip moment. You make him happy. That's enough. Not full embrace, but foothold. Tears in the car ride back. Jordan's, cathartic. Spring surged with opportunity. My doc pitched successfully. Jordan promoted at the center. Joint project brewed. Workshop for queer youth. Scripts meets psych. Riley directed a pilot episode vibe. But conflict crested in April. Anonymous threat to the center. No fags counseling kids. Panic, police involved. Jordan's dad, cop connections, pulled strings. Investigation swift. Culprit a disgruntled parent. Aftermath. Press. Pride in adversity. We endure, Jordan said, bracelet glinting. May brought anniversaries. 1 year since letters. Reenactment. Envelope on pillow. New confessions. Still my light. June road trip redux. Joshua Tree this time. Stars blanketing desert nights. Campsite fire. Stories swapped. Futures mapped. LA roots. Eventual move to a house with a yard. July heatwave tested. Internship crunch for me. Camp sessions for him. Fights flared. Jealousy over my late shoots with a flirty DP. Just work, I insisted. Trust. Echoes of past. Riley's intervention. Boundaries. Boot camp. Workshop weekend. Couples exercises. Laughter and vulnerability. August eclipse viewing party. Glasses on. Totality awe. New chapters. Jordan murmured. Indeed, my film fest acceptance, his conference invite. September back to it. Grad classes for him, full-time for me. October harvest moon hike. Proposal whispers? No, but rings exchanged, promise renewed. November gratitude circle with friends. Thanks voiced, love amplified. December snow, rare flurries, dusted the loft. Holiday cards, family expanded, dad's signature included. New Year's Eve, balcony, city fireworks. To us, clink. Year 2 dawned, letters ongoing, our archive of becoming. But surprises waited. Ellie's engagement, us as best man duo. Wedding planning chaos, but joy. Prejudice pockets persisted, co-worker slur, swiftly HR'd. We stood firm, allies multiplying. Climax in spring, dad's full acceptance speech at a family reunion. My son loves a good man. I do too. Tears, toasts. Resolution, house hunt, life woven. Summer solstice, beach bonfire, letters buried as time capsule. Dig in 10 years. Eternal, our story. The sublet lease ticked down like a metronome to change. August sun baking Silver Lakes hills as Jordan and I toured potential homes. Cozy bungalows in Los Feliz, modern condos in Atwater Village. This one, he said at a craftsman with creaky oak floors and a backyard lemon tree. Sunlight slanting through bay windows like spotlights on a set. We put an offer that afternoon, high on possibility, but reality nipped at heels. Down payment scraped from savings, jobs demanding overtime. My editing suite at the production house hummed with deadlines, a feature on trans rights, interviews raw with hope and hurt. Jordan's youth center expanded, adding art therapy. He'd come home paint splattered, eyes alight. Drew with a kid today, Rainbow Phoenix. Rising. Pride swelled, but fatigue shadowed. Riley's wedding to their partner, a soft-spoken set designer named Kai, loomed in September, our loft commandeered for planning. Mood boards pinned with wildflowers, tux fittings amid pizza boxes. You two are goals, Riley gushed, adjusting my bow tie. Theo, best man counterpart, rolled eyes fondly. Don't jinx. Rehearsal dinner at a vineyard in Malibu. Toasts sloshing rose, Jordan's speech. Riley taught me family chooses you. Drawing sniffles. Ceremony under arbors. Vows exchanged with ocean roar. Reception dance floor. Us twirling to ABBA, his hand steady at my waist. But whispers intruded. Ellie's fiancé. Conservative leanings, Cornered Jordan. Heard about your dad. Respect the turnaround. Backhanded or genuine? Doubt fermented. October's chill brought harvest festivals. Pumpkin patches in Irvine, where Jordan's family gathered tentative. Dad clapped my back. Good arm on the hay bale toss. Progress stiff but real. Mom baked pies. Ellie gossiped weddings. Yet, a cousin's offhand lifestyle choice hung air. Jordan bristled later in the car. Blood doesn't buy grace. I squeezed his knee. You're enough. Homeward, radio crooned K.D. Lang. We sang off-key, reclaiming joy. November elections redux. Volatility spiked. Hate crimes ticking news feeds. Center vandalized. Graffiti slurs on the door. Jordan's resolve hardened. Fundraiser organized. Community rallied. I cut a PSA, testimonials, his voiceover. Safe spaces save lives. Impact rippled, donations pouring. But personal toll, nightmares for him, shadows under eyes. Therapy doubled. Mine too, processing ally fatigue. It's exhausting, loving through this, I confessed. His hug, but worth it. December's solstice party at the new house. Boxes half unpacked, fairy lights strung hasty. Friends crammed. Riley's crew, Theo's circle, center kids with guardians. Caroling twisted queer, eggnog spiked. Gift exchange, Jordan's for me. A vintage typewriter, keys clacking stories. Mine, custom vinyl of our playlist, etched initials. Midnight toast, to homes, chosen. New Year dawned crisp, resolutions etched. Wellness walks, date nights mandatory. January rains nourished the lemon tree. First fruits tart sweet. Jordan's conference in San Francisco. Panel on queer resilience. Me tagging for fog-shrouded dates. Alcatraz echoes, sourdough feasts. Nailed it, I said post-talk. His blush had my muse. February frost nipped. Valentine's cabin getaway in Idlewild, snow-dusted pines. Fireplace confessions, scared sometimes, permanence. Echoed fears. Me too. But we're building. S'mores melted, promises sealed. March Madness. My feature premiered at South by Southwest. Virtual buzz. Reviews praising Tinder authenticity. Jordan flew solo, cheering via stream. Return. Airport reunion, medals of wildflowers. But green-eyed monster stirred. Festival flirtations recounted innocent. Jealousy flared. Trust. Riley coached over brunch. Or talk. We did. Raw. Reconciling under stars. April showers bloomed azaleas. Ellie's wedding in May. Us coordinating. Boutonnieres pinned. Venue. Coastal estate. Vows heartfelt. Dad's dance with mom. Then Jordan. Lead. Son. Symbolism thick. Honeymoon plans swapped with ours. Future whispers. June pride amplified. Parade floats. Our booth handing letters. Anonymous affirmations. Jordan's dad marched. Sign. Ally Dad. Full arc July heat. Housewarming barbecue. Families merging. My mom's guac, his mom's jello salad. Laughter bridged gaps. August anniversary. Recreating Big Sur, but homebound. Balcony picnic. Letters reread. Still true. September back to routine. Jordan's master's start. My promotion to lead editor. October foliage tour. Sequoia giants. Awe and shadows. November thanks. Circle expanded. Gratitudes voiced. December lights. Tree-topped. Ornaments added. Pride pins. Family photos. New cycles. Risks taken. Loves deepened. Prejudice pockets persisted. Stray comments. Policy fights. But we armored with community. Climax in spring festival. Jordan's proposal. Knee in grass. Ring sun caught. Marry me. Yes, teary. Resolution summer. Vows planned. Life layered. Stories scripted. Hearts counseled. Love eternal. Yet, one twist. Dad's letter, final. Walked in your shoes today. Understood the path. Closure. Our archive grew. Letters, lives intertwined. Endings, just beginnings. Wedding fever gripped the house like ivy on our lemon tree. September sun gilding the chaos of fabric swatches and seating charts strewn across the kitchen island. Jordan and I had set a date for next June. Postmasters for him. Promo stabilized for me. But planning crept early. Riley is unofficial officiant insisting on vision boarding sessions. Rustic chic, they decreed, pinning Polaroids of vineyard venues and wildflower crowns to a corkboard. Laughter laced the stress. Jordan vetoing bow ties. Strangleholds? No. Me obsessing over vows. What if they flop? But beneath, joys layered. His Center's Youth Theater troupe staging a coming-out musical, my latest cut earning an Emmy nod buzz. We're adults, he'd quip, stealing a kiss amid spreadsheets. Fancy. October's amber light brought Ellie's post-wedding glow-up visit. Newlywed tales over chai lattes at Lamel. Your turn next, she teased, eyeing our rings. Dad tagged along, uncharacteristically chatty. Picked up guitar. Jordan's influence. Thought complete. He even asked about my film work. Directing life's messy bits. Brave. Validation. Hard one. Drive to OC later. Family dinner. No elephants. Just lasagna and board games. Progress tasted like garlic bread. November's chill winds heralded elections' aftermath. Triumphs mixed with backlash. Center calls spiking from scared kids. Jordan's panels multiplied. Voice carrying on podcasts. Resilience isn't absence of fear. It's action despite. I shadowed a doc on activists. His interviews gold. Home front. Harvest potluck with friends. Theo's bow proposing mid-toasts. Double celebrations. Champagne corks popping like fireworks. December's hush snowed rare flakes, blanketing the backyard in whimsy. Holiday fusion. Mom's posada with Jordan's mom's caroling, luminarias flickering beside menorah candles, Theo's edition. Gift under tree, joint from his dad, a leather photo album, pages for the family album. Snaps of us, pride marches, beach days, quiet coffees. Note inside, building legacies. Tears traced cheeks, hug lingered. New Year's Eve gala, queer ballroom in DTLA, tuxes sharp, dances sultry. Countdown, his lips on mine, confetti swirling. Resolutions whispered, adventure annually. January reset, yoga retreats, meal preps, wellness weaved in. February's rose bloom, anniversary escape to Napa, vineyard tours, hot air balloon dawn. Vows workshop, words forged. In your light, I found home. Heartful. March's equinox balanced. Jordan's thesis defense aced. Cheers echoing halls. My Emmy shortlist. Nerves jittered, but his pep. Your magic. Grounded. April rains nourished. Garden planted. Tomatoes promising. May's maypole twirl. Ellie's baby announcement. Us uncles to be. Nursery dreams. Pride prep. Booth evolved to letter-writing station. Strangers penning truths. Dad volunteered. Pen shaky but sincere. June wedding week. Vineyard verdant. Guests arriving. Riley's troupe. Center alumni. Families fused. Rehearsal. Laughter at flubbed lines. Dinner under stars. Ceremony dawn. Wildflowers arch. Vows exchanged. Through avoidances and confessions, I choose you. Ring slid. Kiss sealed amid petals. Reception. Dances wild. Cake smashed. Speeches heartfelt. His dad's. Love's the bravest path. Honeymoon Maui. Beaches bronzed. Hikes to waterfalls. Snorkels and reefs. Letters written on hibiscus stationery. Futures inked. July's return. House alive with plants thriving. Jobs peaking. August heat. Festival circuit. My win announced. Emmy statuette home. Jordan's book deal tease. Memoir outline. September's school start. His PhD pursuit. My feature directorial debut greenlit. October foliage. East Coast leaf peep. Boston's history haunting. November thanks. Table full. Gratitude circling. To chosen paths. December lights. Traditions deepened. Album filled. Cycle spun. Risks, revelations. Prejudice faded to footnotes. Coworker educated. Policies shifted. Climax in spring birth. Ellie's son. Our godson. Tiny fists clutching fingers. Resolution summer. Family expanded. Letters archived. Story ongoing. Love's draft. Eternally revised. Yet, epilogue hint. Graying temples. Porch swings. Tales to grandkids. Once, your dad wrote me letters. Endings circle back. Beginnings anew.